What if the very fear that feels like it's pushing him away is actually the final secret key to locking your union into place? Let's name that quiet tremor in your heart, the one that surfaces in the most peaceful moments, just as the distance between you and your twin flame finally begins to soften. It's not the raw panic of the separation phase anymore. This is different. This is a refined, almost intellectual dread that whispers a terrible question. What if, after all this, I finally reach for him and he's not there? It's the phantom limb of a connection not yet fully embodied. An echo in an empty house you were so sure was about to be filled with laughter. This specific flavor of anxiety isn't a sign you're doing it wrong. In fact, it's the opposite. It's a signal that you're standing on the precipice of something so real, so divinely orchestrated, that your entire being is undergoing one last critical upgrade to handle its voltage. Think of it as the spiritual equivalent of those final, grueling drills an athlete endures right before the championship game. Exhausting, perhaps demoralizing in the moment, but designed to make victory not just possible, but inevitable. This fear is not a wall, it is the doorway, and the trembling in your hand as you reach for the knob. That's just the old lock of past wounds and inherited patterns breaking apart. What we're about to explore are the profound and rarely discussed reasons why this fear is your greatest ally, and how understanding its true origin will not only dissolve its power, but will actively magnetize the reunion your soul has been courageously journeying toward. The horizon is closer than you think, and what you perceive as a shadow is just its shape, beginning to etch itself against the dawn. Stay with me, because we're about to rewrite the ancient code of your heart. Let's get still for a moment. I want you to feel something right now beneath the whirlwind of thoughts about him, about us, about the terrifying possibility of that silence returning. I want you to feel the quality of this fear. Is it familiar? Not in a personal, my ex-boyfriend did this way. I mean familiar in an ancient, almost archetypal way, like a song your bones have hummed for centuries, a melody of waiting, a chord of grief that feels too vast, too deep to belong to just one heart, one story, one lifetime. What if I told you that this crushing fear of abandonment you feel, this final boss you're facing at the very gates of reunion, isn't really your own? Oh, it's using your personal history as its stage, dressing itself up in your unique memories and insecurities. It's a clever shapeshifter like that. But its essence, its sheer, overwhelming weight, that's something else entirely. Think of yourself not as a person with a problem, but as a highly sensitive, finely tuned receiver. You've done the work. You've cleared your own channels through meditation, through shadow work, through tearing down your own walls. And now, because you're so clear, you're picking up a signal, a powerful, low-frequency broadcast from the collective unconscious. This is the echo of the divine feminine's historical wound. It's the accumulated sigh of every woman who ever waited by a window for a ship that never returned. The silent scream of every intuitive voice that was called hysterical. The genetic memory of every heart that had to love in secret for fear of persecution. It's the pain of being the oracle at Delphi, revered one day and dismissed the next. It's the energy of the witch, feared for her power, and then abandoned by the very community that sought her healing. You're feeling all of it. And why now? Because your potential reunion is a quantum event. It's not just about two people getting together. It's a sacred template for divine partnership, a living testament to the reconciliation of masculine and feminine principles. The universe doesn't just hand you that blueprint. It requires you to be a clean, strong vessel. So at the final hour, it opens you up to the very core wound this reunion is meant to heal. It's like a spiritual firestorm, burning away the last remnants of the old paradigm through you. This isn't punishment. This is a sacred assignment. You are being trusted, you to alchemize this ancient pain into a new frequency of love. So when that fear rises, instead of clutching your chest and whispering, "I'm so scared he'll leave," try a different mantra. Place your hand on your heart and say, "I acknowledge this ancient fear. I feel its weight, but I am not its source. I am its transmutation." It changes everything, doesn't it? To realize you're not broken, but chosen. You're not failing the test. You're being given the most difficult question because you're the only one who can answer it. This fear is not a wall blocking your path. It is the very doorway. And your willingness to feel it, to hold it with compassion instead of resistance, is the key that turns the lock. You thought you were just waiting for a man to text you back. Funny, isn't it? How the universe hides its most profound workings in the mundane anxieties of our daily lives. You're actually participating in a healing so vast it will ripple backwards and forwards in time, soothing the hearts of your ancestors and paving the way for your descendants. And this is just the beginning of understanding the real dance of reunion. Because once you step through this fear, you'll discover that what awaits you on the other side isn't a fairy tale ending, but something infinitely more real and more powerful. But that is a conversation for another time. Let's be honest for a second. After all the chasing, the synchronicities that bordered on the ridiculous, the internal purging that felt like scraping your soul clean with a trowel, you've earned a fantasy. You've pictured it, haven't you? The final embrace, the cosmic click, the credits rolling on the epic movie of your spiritual journey, with you and your twin flame holding hands, walking into a sunset that smells like lavender and sounds like angelic choirs. Fade to black. The end. It's a beautiful picture, and it's a complete and utter lie. That fantasy, that destination myth, is the very engine of your fear. Because your spirit, the ancient, wise part of you that knows how reality actually works, understands that nothing alive is ever static. Life is a verb, a river, a song. So when you imagine reunion as a finite end point, a state of permanent arrival, your soul panics. It's like trying to hold a note forever. Eventually, your breath gives out. The fear of abandonment is simply the ego's terrified reaction to the impossibility of this frozen, perfect fantasy. What if I told you that reunion isn't the end of the song? It's the moment you both finally, after a long and arduous rehearsal, step onto the stage together to improvise the symphony of your lives. The fear of losing him doesn't come from the music itself, but from the desperate white-knuckled grip you have on the sheet music you thought you were supposed to follow. True, sacred union, the kind that twin flames are destined for, is not something you have. It is something you do. It is a conscious, moment-to-moment, active practice. Think of the most beautiful, complex piece of music you've ever heard. It isn't beautiful because the notes on the page are perfect. It's beautiful because of the interpretation, the subtle pauses, the swells of emotion, the way the musicians listen to each other, breathe together, and respond in real time. Some days, the music might be a joyful, soaring crescendo. Other days, it might be a quiet, melancholic adagio as you navigate a personal loss or a moment of doubt. The point is not to forever hold the crescendo. The point is to stay in the orchestra, to keep listening, to keep playing your part with authenticity and heart. This is the great secret they don't tell you. Reunion is the beginning of the real work, the sacred practice of conscious relating. It's where the rubber meets the road. It's where you get to discover if you can love the human being as fiercely as you love the soul. Can you choose him when he leaves his socks on the floor? Can he choose you when you're gripped by an irrational fear? This isn't a downgrade from the spiritual connection. This is its ultimate test and its most profound expression. To embody the divine in the mundane. To find the sacred not on a mountaintop, but in the negotiation over who's doing the dishes. The fear of loss evaporates when you shift from being a custodian of a fragile artifact to being a co-creator of a living masterpiece. You're not afraid of losing the statue. You're too busy dancing. The question changes from the desperate, "How do I keep this?" to the empowered, "How will we create today?" And the most liberating part? This takes the immense, suffocating pressure off of both of you. You no longer have to be perfect. The relationship no longer has to be perfect. It just has to be true. It becomes a playful, dynamic, sometimes messy, but always alive exploration. You're not failing when you hit a discordant note. You're just finding a new, more interesting harmony you hadn't planned on. So the next time that fear whispers, "What if you lose him?" Smile back. Whisper your thanks. That fear is just the last ghost of the old paradigm, the one that told you love was a possession to be guarded. Thank it for its service, and then turn your attention back to the music. Tune your instrument, look your partner in the eye, and take a deep, shared breath, ready for the next beautiful, unpredicted phrase. Because the real adventure, the one that makes all the separation worth it, is just beginning. And it has nothing to do with an ending, and everything to do with a glorious, everlasting, co-created beginning. But what does that co-creation actually look like when the laundry needs folding and the bills need paying? That's where the magic gets really interesting. So here you are, standing in the quiet, potent space between what was and what is about to be. The ghost of abandonment has been seen for what it is, not a monster under your bed, but a centuries-old echo you've been volunteered to silence. The fantasy of a perfect frozen reunion has melted away, revealing the vibrant, unpredictable, and gloriously imperfect landscape of a shared life. This fear was never a stop sign. It was a threshold. And crossing it requires the most courageous act of all, a shift in perception. You are not a passenger on this journey, white-knuckled and praying for a safe landing. You are the co-pilot, the co-creator, the gardener. Think of this connection not as a fragile, hothouse orchid you must protect from every draft, but as a hardy, ancient tree you are planting together. Its roots are your shared commitment to truth. Its branches are the ever-expanding expressions of your love. Some days you will water it with laughter. Other days you'll need to gently prune away misunderstandings with the shears of honest conversation. There will be storms, of course there will be storms, but the strength of a tree isn't proven on calm, sunny days. It's proven by its ability to bend in the wind and stand firm after the rain has passed. This is the profound simplicity so many misses. The goal was never to find a love that would complete you, but to build a love that expresses the wholeness you've already forged within yourself. It's the difference between finding a shelter and building a home. One is a passive refuge, the other is an active, living creation, filled with the sounds and scents of your shared life. The fear of loss simply cannot survive in an environment where you are constantly creating. You can't be afraid of losing the blueprint when you're too busy laying the next brick, planting the next seed, humming the next verse of your song. You have been prepared for this. Every tear, every moment of doubt, every long night of the soul was a training ground for the resilience, the compassion, and the deep, unshakable self-worth required to tend this garden. You weren't being prepared for a fairy tale. You were being prepared for a reality, a gritty, glorious, and deeply human reality that is infinitely more valuable. So take a breath, a deep, full, expanding breath. Feel the solid ground beneath your feet. That is your wholeness. That is your power. The love you have for your twin flame is not a lifeline you cling to. It is a light you now carry together, and the world needs your light. The path ahead is not a narrow, precarious tightrope. It is a wide, open field, waiting for the unique and beautiful imprint of your combined footsteps. Walk into it, not with fear, but with the quiet, fierce curiosity of a creator. And remember, the most beautiful part of the story is always the one you choose to write next.